It's a Saturday night SEC road test of the champion. The lights are on, the place is packed, a rowdy environment awaits number one. Saban's group is dangerous, a defense that often outscores opponents themselves, and a rising star quarterback as calm and cool as could be. We'll see if he stays that way. Arkansas is roaring. Brett Bielema has built up the Razorbacks for this game, this chance, this one night. It's the hopeful Hogs against the kings of the SEC. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned punch-you-in-the-mouth SEC showdown. Here we go. We welcome you to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Hampton by Hilton. From Razorback Stadium, you got the number one team in the country, mighty Alabama, on the road against 16th ranked Arkansas. Arkansas team familiar with games like this. In fact, no program has played more close games against number one than these Hogs. 9 1-possession games all time against the number one ranked team, more than any other program in college football history. Good evening, Todd.
Hello.
Think we got a good one here, my friend.
So
Joe Tessitore, Todd Blackledge with you. We'll talk to Holly Rowe in just a moment. Well, Bama has the longest win streak in the country at 17. They've got an elite defense, so you can understand national perception of how this game should play out, but being with you all week, you say otherwise possibly.
Well, I think Arkansas has a chance. They've played them pretty good the last 2 years. I think they have some ingredients that you need to win a game like this, but in order to beat a team as well disciplined and as physical as Alabama, you don't just need the ingredients, you got to have the right recipe. And I think tonight the recipe for them, number one, their offensive coordinator Dan Enos has to call a masterful game. Not just mixing run and pass, but mixing tempo, mixing some unconventional things. Number two, I think their defense has to prevent the big chunk plays and the 2 points of focus, passes over the top, and quarterback runs. They've got to do a great job containing the quarterback. And number three, their punter, senior Toby Baker, has to be a weapon tonight in the field position battle. He's been great all year. He has to have an outstanding game.
Let's go down to the field to Holly.
Well, it is a very emotional night tonight for Arkansas center Frank Ragnow. He is playing just 2 days after he attended the funeral of his father, John. Late last Saturday night, about 6:30, Brett Bielema had to call him into the office and call his mother, Marty, and find out that his father had passed away from an apparent heart attack. He's been home with his family in Minnesota all week. The funeral was Thursday at 11 a.m., and then by 8 p.m. Thursday night, he was back here in Fayetteville. 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, he was in the office watching film, preparing to start and play in this game. They left a decision up to Frank whether he wanted to play or not, but guys, I cannot imagine the emotions going through this young man to play tonight just 2 days after he's buried his father.
So true, Holly. Unthinkable, emotional roller coaster ride of immeasurable grief. And now this game for Frank Ragnow. Brett Bielema, his 4th season at Arkansas. He described losing 52-0 back in Bama when he started as the hardest loss to take of his career. Said it was embarrassing. It gutted everything that he believed in. And of course, Nick Saban, 5 national championships deep into his career. He's got great respect for what it is to play at this place, this road setting, Razorback Stadium. Arkansas won the toss, deferred. Alabama will receive.
Good to see the young quarterback right away. Would not be surprised to see Alabama try to take the top off the defense on the very first play. That means throw the ball deep, by the way.
As Connor Lippert gets us started here. And Marks will take it out of the end zone. was met well prior to the 20-yard line. A 19-yard return there. So Jalen Hurts, the true freshman, Todd, what's your take on him?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's impressive. Watching him on film, he's got a lot of ingredients. When you take a look at him, number one, he's a dangerous runner, and that's the real threat he poses to this Arkansas defense. Secondly, composure and maturity beyond his years, and I think it's that composure that has made him one of the real leaders of this team. The rest of this football team believes in number two, even though he's right out of high school.
Damien Harris will start in the backfield with Hurts as they go tap pass to Ridley to open up the game, and Ridley's able to turn the corner for a good gainer. Impact players are brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Josh Jacobs is a true freshman running back, had a 100-yard game last week. You just saw Calvin Ridley. He's the threat as a star receiver, and Dre Greenlaw is the leading tackler for Arkansas. Harris doesn't find much on 2nd and 1, but enough to move the chains.
You know, that first play with Ridley on that jet sweep motion, they've been doing that a lot this year. Lane Kiffin has really kind of changed the way they're playing offense with the young quarterback. And Ridley got the ball on that, but they'll use that motion a lot, and that forces the defensive eyes to really be disciplined and pay attention to Ridley wherever he goes.
Harris on 1st down as he's able to get through 2 good blocks set up by the tight end and receiver, and finally brought down by Lydell. We see O.J. Howard, the role he can play out on the perimeter blocking.
Wide receivers have to block. He's a big wide receiver, a smaller tight end, but did a nice job. And really, that's the part of his game that's developed the most in his career at Alabama, his ability to block.
2nd and 1 now. Ridley in motion again, and once again the tap to Ridley. And he's going to be right at that line as Ryan Pulley came up to make the stop. And it is a 1st down for the Tide. Harris again, Cam Robinson out in front. They cut underneath it, and just a gain of about 2 that time for Damien Harris, the sophomore running back from Kentucky. Came up big against Ole Miss a few weeks ago, 144 yards and a touchdown then.
Replaced now by Josh Jacobs, the freshman out of Tulsa, right down the road in Tulsa, about an hour away. Had 100 yards last week in the game against Kentucky. He really stepped up for Harris, who was a little bit banged up with an ankle injury. Now you got freshman in the backfield for Alabama.
And a big hole this time for Josh Jacobs. Watch out. Big gainer for the freshman as he dives towards the pylon, but it'll be marked down inside the 5. 1st and goal, Bama.
Well, he has a great ability to make people miss. They bring that motion. Again, that motion with Ridley is enough to just confuse the defense a little bit, get some linebackers out of position. And Alabama takes advantage of it.
Little tempo here, quick to the line. Jacobs trying to fight his way up there, but instead Brooks Ellis was there with the tackle.
This defense depends on Brooks Ellis and Dre Greenlaw to make the majority of tackles at the inside linebacker position. And sometimes with that motion with the wide receiver, particularly when he got it the first play, distracts those guys.
2nd and goal, once again tackled at the line. It was Greenlaw coming around and finding Jacobs. And they're saying there's a fumble, but the officials haven't marked anything as the Arkansas defense. You heard the official, Matt Leffler, telling the Arkansas defense, guys, you may want to get back out here.
Again, with the running ability of Jalen Hurts, even though they're substituting a more pass-type personnel, I wouldn't be surprised to see them get the quarterback on the outside. Power formation here on the goal line.
3rd and goal. Whistles blew that time, as it appeared there was a timeout that was called by Arkansas.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Arkansas.
I don't know if Brett Bielema wants to create an opportunity for the replay officials to look at the
Alabama's already brought their extra point people on, so somebody needs to get control of whether that play counted or not. They called it a touchdown. Alabama ran their extra point team on the field, but they did announce over the PA that before the snap there was a timeout.
Now this was the play prior with Jacobs, and you could see the ball coming out. It was DeAndre Coley who first recovered that, and that's why the defense originally ran off the field.
The previous play is under further review.
Well, take a look at it here. Jacobs has it as he goes into the pile. He's got both arms around. There's the ball out clearly before the runner is down, before he's crossed the goal line. Brett Bielema smart to call timeout because they were going to go ahead and line up and run the next play. That ball's out right now. I mean, it's not even close. And a Arkansas player came out of the pile with the football. Great hit by DeAndre Coley coming from the outside. And he's the one who came out of there with the football as well.
Those interesting circumstances to see the officials wave the defense back out there. Both teams assuming things, and then Alabama assuming, and they send the PAT group out there. But based on the video evidence we saw, you would think it would go Arkansas's way. And isn't it funny how everything comes full circle? A couple of years ago in the 14-13 heartbreaking loss, Bielema was looking for a timeout that he didn't get at a critical time.
Last time we had Arkansas a couple weeks ago in Arlington against A&M, it was a fumble on the goal line by Arkansas. There was a critical play in that game. Texas A&M averted a touchdown.
Let's bring in our rules expert, Bill Lamagna. Bill, seems pretty clear to me we had a recovery there.
There's no question we have a fumble. What we're going to have to see in video evidence is that can we see an Arkansas player recovering the football or just coming out of the pile? If we got the player recovering the football, it's a turnover. If replay can't get that evidence of video evidence showing the recovery, then the
You're saying the point of recovery, the actual moment where he recovers the ball, not just running to the sidelines with the ball, Bill?
Running to the sideline won't be enough. We've got to see a player with video evidence recovering the football.
So if we see the ball out loose, that's crazy.
But Bill, how am I supposed to assume Coley got the ball otherwise if he didn't recover it?
Well, again, I'd want to see the shot again on the recovery, potentially.
After review, the player fumbled the ball. It was recovered by Arkansas. It'll be 1st and 10 for Arkansas at the 1-yard line. Arkansas will not be charged with timeout and has no changes remaining for the game.
And what a critical timeout called by Brett Bielema. So the 56-yard run by Josh Jacobs, and the golden opportunity knocking out the door, the fumble and the recovery by Coley.
Now Arkansas behind center. Frank Ragnow has to kind of pound it out away from their own goal line against this very stout Alabama front seven. The strength of this team is that front seven. As Holly mentioned, Frank was gone all week.
Is not charged the timeout of the play. 1st down, Arkansas.
He only practiced on Friday, Todd Ragnow. Obviously, Dad's funeral services were Thursday up in Minneapolis.
Our offensive line coach, Kurt Anderson, recorded every practice and installation session, sent it to him on video. Frank Ragnow watched all of it, kind of therapeutic for him as well during his time away.
Austin Allen to pass out of his own end zone and gets it complete to Morgan. Austin Allen, the first-year starting quarterback who has been very good so far, Todd.
Gets better each week. Number one, he is a very accurate passer, as we saw in that dangerous throw from his end zone. His first year as a starter, but he's been in this offense for 3 years. He has great understanding, and he is a tough guy. We saw him take a lot of shots against A&M, and he'll get knocked around tonight, but he keeps getting up and firing that ball.
Morgan again that time. Impact Players brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Arkansas's running back is Raleigh Williams, second in the SEC in rushing yards. Of course, if the offense has success running the ball, then it sets up the play action for their tight end Jeremy Sprinkle. But opposite is arguably the best defensive lineman in the country in Alabama, senior leader Jonathan Allen.
Arkansas going with a big lineup now. Number 86 is in the ball game, Jake Hall. He's actually an offensive tackle, 6'5", 266-pound sophomore. He's going to line up over here on the right side in the wing position off the Sprinkle. That's him in motion.
3rd and 1. Play action. Austin Allen. And he's able to get there with ease and scoot out just beyond the 15-yard line. A 6-yard run on 3rd and 1. A flag is down, so we will check on that.
It was a good decision by Austin Allen. Jeremy Sprinkle was the intended receiver, and he got held up a little bit getting out in the route. And a good, quick decision by Austin Allen to run for that short first down conversion.
Holding. Offense, number 26. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
I don't know that they got that right at all.
I think they're off to a rough start right here.
I think they're pointing in the other direction at Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey, that's the hold. Yeah, that's defensive holding. Okay. Now we got it.
There are 72,000 nearby who are quick and happy to correct that call. So Arkansas has worked their way out of a hole. After the turnover down at the goal line, now all the way out to the 26. Raleigh Williams, not much most of the time against that Arkansas defensive line, as Payne and Tomlinson clogging things up.
They're very hard to run on inside because they're very stout and physical, and they play with excellent technique and fundamentals. On early downs, this defensive front is very much a two-gap defense, meaning they control the guy trying to block him and they guard two gaps, and they're very hard to move out of there. On pass situations, they crank it up as pass rushers a little bit more.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Jake Rollerson transferred in from Texas, actually started against Arkansas in a bowl game a couple years ago for the Longhorns.
Those are the kind of penalties that Dan Enos really wants to avoid. It's very important for Arkansas's offense against this Alabama defense to stay ahead of the chains, and a penalty like that, putting you at 2nd and 15, makes it very, very difficult.
Dan Enos flanking Brett Bielema to his right there. Good play caller for the Hogs. 2nd and 14. Batted away that time by Reuben Foster.
Good pressure, first of all. Pressure came from Deron Payne, number 94. And that prevented Austin Allen from getting a really strong throw on this. Watch Payne right there in the face, the ball a little bit behind, and Reuben Foster able to get a hand on it. This is where you don't want to be if you're Arkansas against this Alabama defense. 3rd and long. Got to take care of Tim Williams, number 56. He's the guy you got to really contend with as a pass rusher right there.
Third and 14. Nearly intercepted that time by Hootie Jones. There was pressure coming in on Austin Allen.
He doesn't play every down, and because of this, Tim Williams is really fresh. He goes on an inside move. He gets help. The tackle gets help from the guard, but he's still in there enough to make Austin Allen just kind of fling that. He doesn't step into the throw. He flings it for Keon Hatcher, and that was kind of a dangerous throw. Good coverage downfield in a punt situation.
On the field is one of the guys you mentioned as a key for Arkansas tonight. That's the punter, Toby Baker. Field position against Bama, so critical. Eddie Jackson back to return. Driven all the way back to the 24, and great coverage that time on the punt from Toby Baker. Driving it 53 yards down the field. More to come from Hog Heaven here in Fayetteville. Todd, I marvel at Nick Saban as the head coach when they're number one. The fact they only had 3 regular season losses. 2010, the game against South Carolina. The Texas A&M game in 2012 with you-know-who. And then, of course, the Iron Bowl. The moment that we will never forget. The kick 6. Those are the 3 regular season losses as number 1 under Nick Saban. That's it.
It's amazing. I mean, the consistency that they've played with such a big target on their back. You know that old saying, uneasy is the head that wears the crown. That doesn't really fit for that guy or Alabama. They're very comfortable being the number 1 team and playing that way.
Then, of course, the 2 postseason losses, so only 5 losses, 35-5 overall as the number 1 team. A fight for the ball that time, and coming up with it was Ardarius Stewart. An 11-yard reception. That was Jared Collins on the coverage trying to get his mitts on.
Ardarius Stewart just back after missing 2 games with a knee injury. He's a very physical receiver, and that time he just wrestled the ball away from Jared Collins because Collins was in good position.
Damian Harris untouched on that left side, and here goes Damian Harris. Can he break away? Finally wrestled down at the 5-yard line. Yet another 1st and goal for Alabama off a 50-plus yard run.
2 big plays, both runs 50-plus yards. Just poor discipline by Arkansas, not in their lanes, and then a couple missed tackles, and we've seen both tailbacks make it pay.
Here's Hurts now on 1st and goal with a block and into the end zone. Damian Harris gave him a good ride into the end zone that time, clearing the way.
Well, O.J. Howard also got a block on the middle linebacker, Brooks Ellis. Watch 88 and 34. These 2 guys are going to escort the quarterback into the end zone. O.J. Howard on the middle linebacker, Damian Harris with the kick out, and a walk-in touchdown for Jalen Hurts.
4th rushing touchdown of the season for Jalen Hurts. As Adam Griffith tacks it on. And number 1, Alabama. They made it look easy. 3 plays in only 46 seconds. No fumble on the goal line this time. Nothing but Hurts and Kiffin enjoying the end results.
ESPN College Football is presented by Hampton by Hilton. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount. And in part by Buick, proud partner of the NCAA.
Well, the locals are hoping that Eureka Pizza here in Fayetteville is a little busier come Monday. They announced they're going to give away 1,000 free large pizzas to students and faculty if somehow the Hogs can topple mighty Bama tonight. You know, Arkansas hadn't allowed a first quarter touchdown since opening week. And then with the big run and the touchdown by Hurts, 7-zip Alabama. Here's Deion Stewart on a return there. As the ball comes loose, and Alabama comes up with it. That is Wilson, the linebacker, Mack Wilson, with the recovery.
Well, it was Hootie Jones, number 6, who ripped it out. I mean, he intentionally went and grabbed it and ripped it out. Watch number 6 come off his block, get in there with the right arm, and just rip the football out. It was a good return out to the 30-yard line and a costly turnover, but an excellent play by Hootie Jones. It's a very important turnaround change of possessions for the Arkansas defense. They've given up 2 long runs, 2 big plays, and this is not a team that is built to come from behind by more than 2 touchdowns. They have to keep this game within 10 points to play their game.
Late against Texas A&M. Bo Scarborough, the running back now. And Hurts pulls it on the option that time and then is wrestled down by Scooter Harris.
Arkansas expected Alabama to run a little bit more than they've been running. They've been a heavy pass team here for the last few weeks. And they've come in today with the idea that they're going to run the football. And with Dre Greenlaw, their leading tackler, on the bench, a more vulnerable Arkansas defense.
Hurts again keeping it. Let's check in with Holly about Greenlaw.
Well, in what could be a devastating development, Dre Greenlaw, the leading tackler, the #1 guy on this Arkansas defense, is being carted off the field right now. He's got a right leg injury. He went through an extensive examination in their medical tent, but they're going to take him for further evaluation and likely an x-ray.
Top 10 in the SEC in tackles. #1 here at Arkansas. They cannot afford to miss him on the field. 3rd and 4.
Ridley is the go-to guy. He's at the bottom of the screen. 11 catches a week ago against Kentucky.
Hurts, as he's able to get it to Ardarius Stewart, who works his way close to the 10-yard line. It'll be a Alabama first down there.
Nice job by the inside receiver that time, Garrick Dieter, who drew both coverage guys. He ran the out route, or the up route, drew both coverage and left Stewart open.
Jalen Hurts, plenty of time, checks underneath to Harris, where he is met.
Again, you see the composure of Jalen Hurts. That is the thing that popped out of me on film when I watched him in the Ole Miss game, the last hostile environment he played in front of. And they got down 24-3, and he just never lost his cool, never got flustered. 5 for 5 throwing it so far tonight.
Runs to the boundary side and fighting his way into the end zone as a flag comes down. Maybe a face mask there, but if it stands, it is going to be Jalen Hurts' 2nd rushing touchdown of the night.
Nothing fancy about it. I mean, it's just quarterback run all the way, try to overload that side with blockers, and then you count on a guy who has tremendous leg strength.
The field's a touchdown. Personal foul, face mask on the defense. That penalty being forced on the kickoff. Touchdown.
So the fumble on the kickoff recovered by Bama. Right down the field they go. And Nick Saban watching his freshman quarterback, who, to your point, so cool and composed. Remember, he started his career against USC with a fumble on his first college play.
Came into 3rd possession and fumbled his first play. Never got flustered.
And they're making quick work of these opportunities. Had the 3-play drive that was less than a minute. Here just 5 plays, 2 minutes, and once again looked the same, didn't it? Leading the way, Howard and Harris, and into the end zone. Jalen Hurts, freshman quarterback, 2-touchdown lead for the Tide. Tuesday at 10 Eastern on ESPN, The Undefeated presents A Conversation with the President, Sports, Race, and Achievement. 1-hour student forum with President Obama from North Carolina A&T State University. Our own Stan Barrett's going to join the president for a frank discussion about the opportunity gaps faced by boys and young men in color, the role historically black colleges and universities play in America, social activism among athletes, and more. That's Tuesday at 10 Eastern. Let's go to the studio and say hello to Adnan.
Hello, Joe Tess. Quicken Loans bringing it home. Michigan taking on Rutgers, and Jabril Peppers, who can do a lot of everything. A 63-yard run here for the Wolverines as Ty Isaac would punch in the touchdown, and currently Michigan's off and rolling. 7-0. The game is over on ESPN2. And also, Tess, doesn't look like Tennessee's going to come back this time. A customary 21-point deficit, but A&M is up by 14 at College Station. Just over 3 left. Joe?
You know, you saw Jabril Peppers. It was interesting. I collected all the Heisman ballots of the official voters this week. Jabril Peppers, 4th in the Heisman poll this past week among official voters. He's right in the hunt there. Of course, we'll see what happens as the season progresses towards that Michigan-Ohio State showdown. Look at that surge from the Alabama front, as Sean Dion Hamilton was the one to find Austin Allen.
Well, this was a run blitz. You're going to see pressure coming inside. They're anticipating run or play action. They bring extra pressure, and they get right to Austin Allen. He has no chance as he comes out of that play action fake. A bootleg is a slow developing play, and Alabama guessed right with the pressure. Jeremy Pruitt, new defensive coordinator, excellent call that time. Again, putting Arkansas behind the chains on this second possession.
Incomplete that time as Allen was looking for Cornelius.
And he got drilled by Deron Payne. You get the loss of yardage play on first down. Now you force them into a throw situation. The left guard got beat quickly. Inside pressure by Deron Payne. And an errant throw by Austin Allen. But credit the pressure for that. Last 2 possessions for Arkansas. They've had 3rd down and 14, and now 3rd down and 19.
Behind the sticks, they like to manage and stay on schedule. Not how they like to play ball. 3rd and 19. Allen with time and the completion for the first down to Cornelius. 21 yards on 3rd and 19.
Well, they kept 2 guys in the block. They kept Sprinkle in the block, and they kept the running back. It's a deep corner route, and because of the extra bodies in protection, Allen had time to stay in there and deliver the ball for a much-needed first down. I think you got to look to Jeremy Sprinkle soon in this pass game.
Williams barely getting back to the line of scrimmage as Anderson and Ronnie Harrison came up to fill those gaps.
Alabama's defense again so difficult to run on coming into the game, giving up only 69 yards per game rushing, only allowing 13 points a game. Very good in the red zone. Only 1 touchdown allowed in the red zone. They're disciplined up front. They play their gaps. They're excellent in the back end. And they try to stop every play you run.
Downfield, taking a shot well beyond Cody Hollister. As the crowd wanted a flag there, but it was a well-measured coverage from Ronnie Harrison.
Well, it was, but there was contact. I thought Ronnie Harrison got away with a hold. I thought he was grabbing Hollister down the sideline. The safety working on Hollister. I think he's got a hold of the jersey, and he just got away with it. One of the things when we talked to the Arkansas coaches, Dan Enos said, you know, they really use their hands well, and they get away with it quite a bit. They have great technique and great fundamentals. But in that case, I think they might have gotten away with one.
You know, the side judge, Jesse DePoo, had a very good look at it, too. 3rd and 9. Allen steps up. And a good catch by Cornelius again for a first down. So he's been the go-to guy here on this drive. 16-yard reception.
Excellent job by Austin Allen stepping up in the pocket, buying himself some extra time, keeping his eyes downfield and finding Cornelius over the middle for the first down. Not a scramble, just enough movement in the pocket to create a little extra time and a better throwing window.
Out of the backfield, Williams, but the target, he threw it to the right of it, and he was decked again. Time and time again, Austin Allen has got to pick himself up.
He's a tough guy, just like his brother was a tough guy. I think his brother Brandon's here at the game tonight. Tim Williams coming with a free rush. And we saw this in the A&M game. He was only sacked one time, but he got hit plenty of other times and knocked to the ground.
It's what happened against A&M. You know, you said it. They got down. They had a pass. A&M, who has very good edge pass rushers, came after him, and boy, did they get to him. As a timeout is called by Arkansas, facing a 2nd and 10 and desperate to score when we return.
We've seen Arkansas quarterback Austin Allen take a beating before. Just a few weeks ago, knocked down 15 times against Texas A&M. He was so sore that following Sunday he had to work out with functional movement in a saltwater recovery pool. But to his credit, he didn't miss a single throw in practice. He was there every single day despite getting treatment 3 days a week. I really like their HivaMap machine where they would take it into meetings and treat him while he was meeting with his teammates. This is a tough young man, but certainly they don't want him getting knocked around this hard right now, guys. They've got to protect him better up front.
And that's why staying ahead of the chains is so important for this Arkansas offense, because their offensive line, one of their weaknesses is just straight pass blocking on pass situations. They need to use play action, but in order to do that, they have to stay ahead of the chains.
Cornelius coming around that jet motion as he gets by the first would-be tackle.
Well, there's a late flag. He's going to get 15 more on the end of that play. This is a critical drive for Arkansas to stay within range and to get back in this football game. Statistics do not speak kindly of Brett Bielema's teams if they're down by 14 points or more.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Defense number 22. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Cornelius does a good job of eluding one would-be tackler, and then out of bounds clearly. Ryan Anderson with the unnecessary hit. And 15 free yards for Arkansas.
So you mentioned it. When trailing by 14 or more points, 6-22 overall is Bielema. 1-11 here at Arkansas. It's his brand of football to stay right on course.
You have to stay on schedule and get the game into the fourth quarter down by 7 or 10 or even or ahead, or else that game's a little bit too tough for you.
Play action again. Downfield, he's gone. Wide open is Sprinkle. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Well, it was Ryan Anderson who got called for the personal foul on the sideline a play ago. And it was Ryan Anderson who got beat in single coverage on the big tight end, Jeremy Sprinkle, for the touchdown. Ryan Anderson is going to try to just jump and grab Sprinkle. They had Sprinkle split out like a wide receiver. He's out in the slot. There's going to be good protection for Austin Allen. Ryan Anderson made a mistake trying to reach out and grab Jeremy Sprinkle. He missed, and Sprinkle beat him for the touchdown. Here he comes in motion. Watch 22 reach and grab and miss, and it's all over after that. I think putting Jeremy Sprinkle out wide and bringing him in motion kind of put them in a disadvantage. There's the little Sprinkle Beautiful throw and catch.
And now the school record for touchdown catches. Jeremy Sprinkle, 11 career touchdown catches. That tops the Mackey Award winner DJ Williams from a few years back.
Talked about Dan Enos, the kind of game he had to call. He had to do some unconventional things. That was an unconventional look. Taking your big tight end, putting him out wide, bringing him back in motion, getting him isolated on a linebacker, and then beating them down the field.
Left-footed Connor Lippert. And marks this time from the goal line. Flag is down all the way back at the 32-yard line on that return.
Holding, return team, number 14. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Let's go to the studio again, check in with Adnan.
All right, thank you very much, Tess. Just want to update you what's happening with the number 5 team in the country, Washington, facing Oregon. Husky hate week. Jake Browning to Pettis, who's wide open, goes down to 1, and Browning would take it in himself from there on 1st and goal. Washington Huskies off to a good start, 7-0. Almost 5 minutes gone, Tess.
The Washington Huskies, Todd, a team that is appearing in your current top 4. We got a first-hand look at them last week.
Well, I like Ohio State. I think they're playing defense similar to Alabama, but I like J.T. Barrett and the way he's playing. Clemson is getting better and better. And Louisville, Washington, I was torn over that number 4, but what I saw out of Washington live the other day, or last week, I was very impressed with that complete team.
Here is Stewart, well blocked for our Darius Stewart as he hits the accelerator out to the 27-yard line.
Good to have our Darius Stewart back in this offense for Lane Kiffin. We've seen the jet sweep to start the game with Ridley. That time they start that possession. Same kind of play with Stewart going the other way. Alabama's strength of their offense is on the perimeter. Getting the ball to the perimeter. Either throwing it or running it.
Hurts looking over his options and throws it away. Let's check in with Holly on what's going on with Greenlaw.
Well, Dre Greenlaw has a right foot contusion. They've taken him back into their football facility to have an x-ray, so he's not out here yet. So in his place is a freshman, Dijon Harris. He's played in 4 games this year with 11 tackles, but a huge assignment on his plate right now. He's got to play next to Brooks Ellis, who they've had a great chemistry with Greenlaw and Ellis. Now they'll have to replace him with Harris.
There is Harris, Dijon Scooter Harris. Mom said when he was a baby, he scooted along the floor. Since then, everybody calls him Scooter. Takes a little more than scooting against this big offensive line and an Alabama offensive attack. Good play that time, tracking down Jalen Hurts by Liddell.
Yeah, Josh Liddell did a nice job of keeping leverage, staying with that outside shoulder free, and just running the quarterback to the sidelines to force a 3rd and long situation. The guy that Arkansas needs to step up here this time is their leader on that defensive front, Dietrich Wise, number 48. They've moved him inside to rush against the guard. Here he is right here, their best pass rusher in this 3rd down and 10.
First 3rd and long Bama's face tonight. Stewart, he went back and then is able to go ahead of the sticks. And a first down for Alabama with a 13-yard reception.
Nice strong throw by Jalen Hurts. Stayed in the pocket, read the defense, waited for Hurts to come open on that in route, and delivered the ball on time. This is a young guy that just is going to get better and better the more he plays. He's endeared himself to this team as a leader, as a tough guy. And he's off to an excellent start throwing the football tonight.
Last play of the first quarter. And it looked like there may have been some motion there.
Ball start on the offense, number 74. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 seconds, and it will start on my ready. Two seconds on the clock, please. 2 seconds on the clock. 2 seconds.
So they straighten it out with a couple of ticks and then let it roll. The end of the first quarter. That saw Jalen Hurts lead the way for the Tide with a couple of touchdown runs. And then Arkansas able to respond. Number 1 with a road test here in Fayetteville. You know how to follow the game. Every game is live on the ESPN app or on Watch ESPN. You can download the app and visit WatchESPN.com today. Joe Tessitore, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe with you here at Razorback Stadium. 14-7 Bama on top.
Think about this Alabama offense. We've seen Ardarius Stewart be a factor. We've seen both backs be a factor, although we've not seen Josh Jacobs since they took him to the locker room. It's been a while since Ridley has touched the football, and when I watch them on film, after it's been a few plays or a series of plays, they try to get number 3 the football.
Hurts going to take a shot for him downfield, Todd, and it is batted away by Jared Collins.
Yeah, you can just tell, especially timeout, end of quarter, they have a chance to kind of reassess and realize he's our main big play threat. Let's take a shot down the field. And this is good coverage by Jared Collins. The ball was a little bit underthrown, and that enabled Collins to get back. Got away with a little pull on the jersey, but the ball was underthrown.
Todd, maybe you can just tell and know they were going to go. The rest of us are just happy you're in the booth to give us the heads up on something like that. You knew it, you saw it, they went for it. Hurts tracked down, and Collins came up, and that's a loss of 1. Brooks Ellis also in pursuit there.
Good discipline so far on defending Jalen Hurts as a runner. He does have the 2 rushing touchdowns, but that was different down inside the 5-yard line. Out in the field, Arkansas's defense has been locked in and playing with proper leverage and technique, defending him as a runner.
Watch out for that guy. Ardarius Stewart already has 2 third-down catches tonight. This is 3rd and 16.
O.J. Howard, the only receiver on the bottom of the screen.
3rd and 16, and Hurts is just going to be able to pick up 3 yards that time as Henri Tolliver was able to corral him, and the punt team will head on out.
Best defensive possession of the night for Arkansas right there.
One of the best punters in the nation, Denver's J.K. Scott. Kid came from the Rocky Mountains down there to Tuscaloosa, and he's been booming them now for 3 years. Jared Cornelius back for the Hogs.
Wonder what he was like kicking in that light air in Denver.
And he drives this one. And it goes all the way into the end zone. Now, week 5 of your NFL Sunday. Best way to get it started is 10 a.m. Eastern with NFL Insiders, and then Boomer and the guys and Wendy Nix Sunday NFL Countdown at 11. And Monday Night Football. You got Jameis Winston and the Bucks, and Keek the Freak, Luke Kuechly and the Panthers. They're going to be without Cam Newton. Derek Anderson will play quarterback. We'll see how they fare there against the Bucks. That's 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The defense did their job for Arkansas. And now back to business with Raleigh Williams. That's truer to their identity, but struggling to run the ball against this elite Bama front.
Yeah, only 7 yards rushing before that play. Now takes him into double digits at 10. But they got to stick with it. I mean, you can't get away from that because their play action pass is such a big part of what they do. So you have to continue to try to pound it in there some and see if you can break a couple tackles. And if you get 4 yards, that's a win against any defense, but particularly against this Alabama defense.
Coming after Allen. Ball comes loose. Tim Williams has it, and he's got blockers in front. Picking up a block, and Bama has done it again. Another defensive touchdown. That is their 6th of the year.
Well, Austin Allen was trying to step up in the pocket and throw the football, but Deshaun Hand, number 9, hit him before he could load and throw. Watch as Allen steps up in the pocket to elude Reuben Foster. Deshaun Hand hits his arm and knocks the ball out. And a scoop and score again for this unbelievable Alabama defense.
It is incredible the numbers that this defense puts up. Scoring on their own.
The previous play is under further review.
And Tim Williams quick to go and grab that ball out belt, that championship belt of turnovers that all the defensive players desire, and now it's his.
Well, the thing that they would look at is, was Austin Allen's arm coming forward to throw this football? His intention was to throw, but I don't think he got it loaded up to throw before the ball was knocked out.
Bill Lamagna, our rules expert.
I think we have a good call here on the field. He did want to get the arm up higher, but that ball came out prior to any movement under control with the hand going forward. We're going to get a confirm on the from replay on this.
6th defensive touchdown. They only had 4 all of last season. They've already got 6. And how about this? Their defense and special teams
Is confirmed. It's a touchdown, fumble with a touchdown.
Their defense and special teams this year has outscored 3 opponents just with themselves, without their offense.
3 of the 5 games they've played this year, they didn't need their offense.
Right.
Defense and special teams outscoring the opponents.
Unreal.
6th defensive touchdown of the year. Bama has now scored 8 non-offensive touchdowns this year, the most in the country. Tim Williams, wow. Glad you're with us watching Dr. Pepper's Championship Drive Game of the Week. Number 1 Bama. They've done it with defense, scoring with defense. Tim Williams moments ago, the 23-yard fumble return touchdown.
Well, they're just so relentless in their pressure, in their strength. And when this starts happening with your team, you expect to scoop and score. I mean, you can see those guys automatically turn to blockers. They're used to it now. They expect good things to happen. They not only expect to create turnovers, but they expect to score with it when they pick them up or when they intercept a pass.
Todd, if you want to stay in a game like this, you want to pull the upset. You cannot give Bama free points. Drew Morgan here from his goal line. That's a fine-looking return by Morgan. Adnan.
Joe, just want to let you know what's happening in College Station. Tennessee was down 28-7. The customary 21-point deficit, right? So Daniel LaCamera with 38 yards out must have been out of focus. The Aggies can't put him away, and now we're in overtime. Promise I'll keep you updated, Joe.
feel like I've seen this Tennessee script before, like every single Saturday, Todd. Right back out there is Austin Allen. See the average drive start, own 15-yard line for Arkansas. Here comes Williams again, as if Austin Allen hasn't seen enough of him.
Well, this is just bad footwork by Jeremy Sprinkle. I mean, he's lined up on the line. It's maximum protection. I mean, you got to make this block. He steps outside, and Tim Williams uses his speed and goes right inside to the quarterback. I mean, you've got to step down first and make him work outside. He's too fast of a pass rusher to give him that lane. You keep a tight end to get extra blockers to protect your quarterback, and that time Jeremy Sprinkle didn't do his job. And behind the chains again to start this possession for Arkansas.
That was far to the outside of Keon Hatcher.
Tim Williams is a fun guy to watch. He doesn't play every down. He was in on that first down play, but last year he had 10.5 sacks, 12.5 tackles for loss. He's not an overly big guy, but he is explosive and fast, and he plays so hard. I mean, he never stops pursuing a play. They try to keep him fresh. They try to keep him energized. And when it's a passing situation like this, if you try to block him one-on-one or take a false step, he's going to be in your quarterback's lap.
3rd and 20. Allen able to run, and there's some open field there. And he was met, able to keep his footing, made the most of it as Eddie Jackson was the first to get to him and picked up 17 yards. Holly.
Well, Todd, you're talking about that all-out effort from Tim Williams and his motor. After that scoop and scored the long touchdown run, he came over to the sideline, but he had to get a little oxygen. He gave a little too much on that play, took a few gulps of it, came right back on the field, and you should have just seen his effort on that last play. Chased Austin Allen all down the field and then leveled a guy with a huge block. He is all over.
He plays with a great motor. Love seeing those kind of guys. Austin Allen on that run, I mean, he knew where the first down marker was. He could see it.
First timeout, Alabama.
That's why he didn't run out of bounds. He was trying to fight for that first down, but he came up short.
Tied back up by 2 touchdowns.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Allstate, proud supporters of college football. It's good to be in good hands. And Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
U.S. Air Force parachute team, the Wings of Blue, showcasing themselves today. What a beautiful afternoon it was here in Northwest Arkansas. As Expedia reminds us that we are here at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Joe Tessitore, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe with you. Alabama and Arkansas. As Toby Baker, 8th in the nation in punt average, to kick away to the dangerous Eddie Jackson. Fair catch inside the 20. How about Jalen Hurts a couple weeks ago in that game at Ole Miss?
Well, this is what really sold me on the kid, and I think this is what sold the rest of his team. He's going to get crushed. Fumble, scoop and score. Ole Miss goes up 24-3. The very next play, he comes back and makes that throw to Calvin Ridley. A couple plays later, a quarterback draw led to a touchdown, led them back to a thrilling victory, accounted for 304 yards, and never lost his composure. Even when it was 24-3, he came back, stayed about his business, and I think won over his team in a huge way that day in Oxford.
First quarterback in Saban's career, Saban as a head coach, to run and pass for 100 yards in a game in that effort against Ole Miss. And right down the middle to O.J. Howard. as Howard gets the reception out to the 40-yard line. 21-yard reception.
Really good play fake by Jalen Hurts. It froze the linebacker Brooks Ellis. Nice deliberate fake by Jalen Hurts. And then he found his tight end open in the middle.
Remember, Greenlaw, leading tackler for Arkansas, is out injured right now. Damian Harris getting extended work and lowering his shoulders, Holly.
Well, he's getting that extended work because Joshua Jacobs has been out injured. They took him to the locker room. They brought him back out. He's been on the cycle, moving his legs, but they've put an electrical stimulation machine on his right forearm. It's all wrapped up big, but they're going to continue to evaluate him. There's a chance he could return.
Such a promising future for Josh Jacobs. Good defensive play that time by Tywan Johnson. Loss of 4.
Tywan Johnson gets penetration inside the left guard. Pierschbacher, and a loss of yardage play. There haven't been many of them for this Arkansas defense, but that one came at a great time.
3rd and 6 now.
Arkansas showing a 5-man rush and a man-free coverage right now.
Bring 4 out of the backfield is Harris. Easily with Cam Robinson sealing a wall, and then he breaks free, and Damian Harris will score off of it. 56-yard touchdown by Damian Harris. The play looked to be over. Arkansas had it, but Harris had more.
Man-free coverage. That means this is the guy that has to be blocked. Watch the receiver come inside and get him, and Cam Robinson lead outside. It's man coverage. Who is responsible for the back? Get him blocked, get your lineman out in front, and then poor tackling on the sideline for Arkansas. Just missed tackle.
It's on their further review.
Lane Kiffin waited until he saw the coverage. Everybody looked over. He made the proper call, and then they executed it perfectly. Did he step out of bounds? That's the question. Easily got the first down. Not there.
See plenty of green between the white there. That's what they want to take a peek at. He plants that foot, cuts to the inside, as you said. The
After review, the ruling on the field's confirmed. Touchdown.
Inexcusable missed tackles there with Liddell and Scooter Harris.
Well, I think it was Harris also that was the guy who got blocked. The guy who's in there for Greenlaw is the guy who got blocked and then missed the tackle on the sideline. Tough play that time for Harris.
On a night when Bama has had the big plays, as well as everything else. Look at this effort from Damian Harris. 294 yards of total offense already, and a 3-touchdown lead for Lane Kiffin and the boys.
Adnan Virk back in the college football studios. Tennessee trying to rally once again from a 21-point deficit. They tied it up in overtime. Trevor Knight just battling to get in. And then it's Josh Dobbs, who is picked off by Armani Watts. Comeback is over. A&M 6-0, first time since 1994 as they win it in double OT, Joe.
Thriller down there in College Station. And the next 2 opponents for Alabama at Tennessee, and then Texas A&M on October 22nd.
Alabama 294 yards of offense, 169 coming on 3 plays. Talked about Arkansas defense, can't give up the big chunk plays. Those are big chunk plays.
Let's look at the top 10. It is brought to you by Goodyear. Ohio State preceded this game, got the win against Indiana. Clemson looked dynamite last night up there in Chestnut Hill, and now Texas A&M is that SEC West with A&M and Alabama. It is top heavy. Big plays for Alabama, adding into that 294 total yards.
Yeah, 3 big plays and another defensive touchdown.
And Arkansas on the ground that time with Whaley. Just 3 yards.
The difference between Alabama's defense this year and last year, I think the frontline guys very similar talent. They don't have as much depth. A lot of these guys that are playing regular now were in the rotation last year. They don't have the same kind of depth behind their frontline guys, but their first 11 that they run out there are pretty doggone good.
2nd and 8. A little delay, and once again they keep it on the ground. They will get a first down out of this that time, as Devwah Whaley getting some work. 10-yard run.
Best run of the night for Arkansas. Little delay draw. They show pass, they set pass. Good block by Jeremy Sprinkle on the inside linebacker Hamilton to get him for the first down.
Allen's just going to dump it straight ahead to Jeremy Sprinkle. Only 2 that time, as Ryan Anderson was quick to get there. Sprinkle had the touchdown catch earlier. Alabama has been on their game every which way tonight. And that guy has been dominant coming after Austin Allen. Tim Williams had the scoop and score. Set up the screen to Williams. And a good cut block with Dan Skipper downfield. And a good gainer for Arkansas.
And Frank Ragnow got the key block. It wasn't a huge block, but watch number 72 get the block on Tim Williams, because Williams is going to read this play, and Ragnow is just able to get a hand on him. Just enough of a block to get Williams to the edge. Then Skipper with the cut block. But Ragnow, the guy playing after a short week, after the funeral of his father, huge block on that play.
Told you earlier, lost his dad John last Saturday night. Only 1 day of practice this week for Frank Ragnow. Allen trying to test the other side with Sprinkle.
Well, Alabama is just so well disciplined on defense, and every time Austin Allen has come out on a bootleg, there has been a body right there. You know, you run naked bootlegs with the idea of fooling the defense and getting to the edge with a clear throwing lane. And Alabama has done a nice job of staying at home and having a body right there. That was an open receiver, but the pressure forced a bad throw.
Big Jonathan Allen up front for Bama. One of the dangerous weapons here. 2nd and 10 for Arkansas. Pressure off the edge. Allen able to stay up, extends the play, and then finds Walker. Ball came loose at the end there and harmlessly rolled off to the side.
It was a maximum protection play. They were only sending a couple receivers out in the pattern. Good coverage downfield by Alabama.
The ball was fumbled forward, out of bounds. It'll be brought back to the spot. Hot clock.
Kind of a dangerous throw by Allen, throwing it back across his body towards the middle to Cody Walker. But they're close to the first down. 3rd down, a very manageable distance here for Arkansas.
They're going to go with the true freshman in the backfield here, Devwa Whaley.
Unconventional formation. These are two tight ends lined up out here as wide receivers.
They're going to run speed option with the freshman. They pitch to him, and he's wrestled down, but good enough for the first down as Foster and Anderson quickly got to Whaley.
Have not shown this. Heavy personnel, and then a little different look with the speed option, and they get the first down. Tight ends are lead blockers. Alabama still defended it very well, but because it was short yardage needed, Arkansas able to get the conversion.
That's what they told us yesterday. You got to show Bama a little something that we've done before, but then give them something different. Big personnel, speed option. Not expecting that. 8th play of this drive for the Hogs.
Now I think you go towards the end zone.
Slant, Hatcher, and Arkansas piecing together a drive here.
Keon Hatcher nursing a sore hamstring from last week, gets isolated out there on Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Allen gets him the ball quickly. Keon Hatcher is having an outstanding senior season. 14 catches coming into the game tonight.
You know how good this Alabama defense is, but look at what they do in the red zone. Opponents only 12.5% touchdown rate, and they drive it deep against the Tide. 2nd and 2. And it'll be 1st and goal as Whaley takes it again, this time for 4 yards.
Nice job by Froholt, the left guard. They pulled him around, little power play. And a nice read by Whaley, bouncing it back to the left of the center. Good power football that time in the red zone for Arkansas. First down, as good as Alabama is in the red zone. Good time now also for play action. Drew Morgan in the slot.
There is play action to the end zone. Touchdown. Flag is down at the 8-yard line. We see if this stands with Drew Morgan. He's already putting his head down.
Holding. Offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Yeah, he's holding on Deshaun Hand, I think, and I don't know that he needs to do it because Hand is going to be falling down. He's got good position on him. Hand tries to spin. Well, I don't know. I think Hand lost his balance on the spin move. I'm not sure that was deserved a holding call.
I agree with you. I think because Hand went down, it earned the call, but it wasn't a holding.
He was spinning, and he got pushed as he was going down. I don't think that's a hold.
So now they're backed up. It'll be 1st and goal from the 18. Screen to the near side, and it's Cantrell, and he tiptoes his way, the big man. He's a big boy carrying that rock.
Good job by Skipper and Ragnow again. The 2 leaders on this offensive line getting out in front of the tight end on the screen. 2 times they've run the screen. They've both been effective. You got to get those big hosses out in front and set up your blocks, and both those guys got critical blocks on the play.
260-pounder getting the ball in his hands. With 6'10", 319 out in front of it. 2nd and goal, more manageable now. It's the ball on the 7-yard line. Looks back the other way. Here comes danger to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Cornelius. Minkah Fitzpatrick was there with him, but you could see Tim Williams hunting him down.
They were first looking to throw the ball to Morgan out here. It was a fake, pump fake by Allen on the slant, and then tried to get it back outside. It wasn't there. That's why he had to come to the other side of the formation and then just get rid of it before Tim Williams got him to the ground. Good coverage on Drew Morgan that time.
12th play of this drive. 3rd and goal. Allen to the end zone. And well beyond Hatcher, as by the time he looked up, ball was sailing over his head.
Just excellent coverage by Alabama. 3 receivers to the top of the formation. They had 4 defenders playing over the top and no separation, just nobody open. Watch as this play develops. Excellent position, excellent technique and fundamentals by the defensive secondary of Alabama, and nowhere to go with the football for Austin Allen.
So McFain comes on for the field goal attempt and puts it through. 28-10. Long drive ends in a field goal for the Hogs. Brett Bielema is hot here. They had to settle for a field goal. There was a touchdown taken off the board for a holding that we didn't think was a hold. And then moments ago, Bielema was right out there on the field talking to the officiating crew. Wanted a word with Matt Leffler, the referee here on this SEC crew, and he got tagged with the flag.
You can't come out, coach.
The guy is supposed to be at center guard. He took away a touchdown. He took away a touchdown.
You know,
It's a touchdown, man.
Come on over here. Let's go.
It's a touchdown.
Let's go. It's not.
It's a touchdown.
Okay, coach. It's
That is a
good. Let's
touchdown,
call.
man.
Please.
Nope.
Well, I agree with him. It shouldn't have been a holding call. It should have been a touchdown. But at this point, there's nothing that's going to change that. And Brett Bielema's got to get his composure back and get his team back in a position. That hurts his team because, again, they're going to give field position to Alabama here with just under 3 minutes in the half.
So with the penalty, this kickoff is returned from the 15 by Marks. And let's check in with Adnan Verk.
All right, Tess, thank you. Coming up on the Buick halftime report, we'll have highlights from around college football, including the fact that Tennessee once again dug themselves an early hole, were unable to rally against Texas A&M. Also, the Red River Showdown, the most points ever scored between Oklahoma and Texas, and also what's happening right now between Florida State and Miami. Joey Galloway, Danny Cannell, and me coming up at the half. Tess, back to you.
Well, that Red River game, did you see the yardage numbers that the Texas defense gave up, Todd?
Amazing.
600 plus yards given up to Oklahoma.
A lot of time right here for Alabama's offense before the half. Jalen Hurts, one of the things that Coach Saban loves about him is he takes care of the football. Only 1 interception. He did have that fumble his first play against SC, but good ball security.
Complete this time to Forrestall.
Wow, how was he so wide open? Forrestall, a young tight end, kind of more of a big receiver, and this is a breakdown and a bust in the Arkansas coverage because he was wide open, and if Hurts doesn't underthrow this one, Forrestall catches it and walks into the end zone.
I'll tell you, Hurts does a great job of getting this team with tempo to the line and set. Scarborough now, as he is a big body down there, lowering the shoulder. Holly.
Well, bad news for for Arkansas. Their best tackler, their most sure tackler, Dre Greenlaw, is out for the rest of this game. He's come back out from the locker room on crutches, a right foot bone injury. I did hear him tell a teammate he felt and heard something pop, so definitely not good news. His replacement, Dijon Harris, had a big miss on that last touchdown for Alabama. They're going to have to shore that up.
Yeah, that's a huge loss. I mean, he and Brooks Ellis, the 2 leading tacklers. The defense is set up for those 2 guys to make the majority of plays, and not having Greenlaw is a huge loss for this Razorback defense.
Scarborough again, as he will have enough for a tied first down. Dietrich Weiss with the tackle.
Alabama with 2 timeouts left in the first half. Clock under 1:40 now.
To the outside goes Bo Scarborough. And into the end zone. And another missed tackle and another all too easy effort for the Alabama offense. Just like that, they come down the field.
Well, that's just, Jared Collins can't let this happen. He's got contained. Number 29 has outside leverage. He must keep everything to his inside, and he's going to go for the little bob fake by Scarborough and get beat to the outside. I mean, he's got to do his job, and he didn't do his job, and Bo Scarborough gets an easy touchdown.
Todd, Bama just looks awesome right now.
They do.
They just look awesome.
Better than they've looked on film of the games that I watched. This is the best that they've looked.
And the big plays have been a big part of it.
Well, big runs. Both tailbacks with runs over 50 yards. Josh Jacobs, this happened early in the game. Kind of set the tone for the big plays. Then Damian Harris does the same thing. Watch the block by O.J. Howard and also the wide receiver, Garrick Dieter, number 11, to spring Damian Harris. Both tailbacks with 50-plus yard runs. Damian Harris on the screen pass. Perfect call by Lane Kiffin. Bad tackling on the sideline. And you're right, Joe. Alabama offensively looks more in sync than they've looked all year. The defense looks the same. And oh yeah, by the way, defense scored another touchdown tonight. So defense has been right on cue all season. This is the best I've seen the Alabama offense look in terms of continuity.
First thing that guy said to us when we sat down with him yesterday, he said, we haven't played a complete game yet. We're inconsistent, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
That went away.
It did.
That was a point of emphasis clearly this week.
Their offense has looked outstanding tonight.
Drew Morgan from about the 7, and he was met right away. Now, Taco Bell is a proud partner of the College Football Playoff. Should be on the lookout for the Taco Bell student sections. Passionate fans like these. The games all season long. They got great fans here in Fayetteville as they were calling the Hogs early, but right now they're calling for a little help, down 25 before the half.
But you know what? We talked about you can't give free points and you can't give field position, and as much as we both like Brett Bielema, that loss of composure there that cost them on that kickoff that gave Alabama great field position, you can't do that either to a team like Alabama.
Raleigh Williams dragged down from behind by Dalvin Tomlinson. Tomlinson, one of the guys that probably doesn't get enough credit. So many big names have played on this defensive front in recent years.
The thing about them, their defensive line after this play.
Good effort that time by Cornelius as he breaks free, trying to be tracked down, and finally is dragged down inside the 20 by Minkah Fitzpatrick. So an opportunity now in this final minute for the Hogs.
Well, this is a throw by Austin Allen right in between two defenders. It's a corner route. There's a corner underneath and a safety over the top, and neither one of them made a play. Cornelius went for the ball, and Arkansas in business.
57-yard reception for Cornelius. And beyond Hollister. A couple timeouts remain for Arkansas. 36 seconds to play in the half.
I mean, it is still very much an uphill thing in front of Arkansas. But if they can get a touchdown, which again is easier said than done against Alabama in the red zone, they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. This is a critical opportunity for Arkansas to not settle for a field goal here, find a way to get the ball in the end zone.
So dream scenario is a 14-point loop here, but you gotta climb the mountain in the red zone against mighty Bama, and that is tough to do. Allen to the end zone, he goes. Is that secured? Yes, touchdown, Keon Hatcher.
Beautiful throw by Austin Allen. Nick Saban not happy with Jeremy Pruitt on that coverage. Sprinkle is going to go out. Cornelius is going to come in. The safety vacates because he runs with the tight end Sprinkle, and right over the top. Beautiful throw by Austin Allen, and Hatcher uses that strong body to get separation and then make the secure catch over Marlon Humphrey.
Little chat between coach and his first-year defensive coordinator, Jeremy Pruitt. Of course, had so much success at Florida State, winning the national title, then moved over to Georgia before returning to be with Coach Saban. He was on the Alabama staff earlier. So Austin Allen brings Arkansas down the field. His second touchdown pass of the night.
I mean, that was an absolute must situation there. Austin Allen, 142 consecutive passes without an interception. He has been under duress this entire first half.
35-17 first half. With 604 yards of total offense combined between these two as they go with the squib kick that is mishandled at first at the 20, and then Marks is able to pick it up. Celebrating her 12th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, All-State makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. And to date, All-State has contributed millions in scholarship funds. On a beautiful night here at Razorback Stadium. 9th time in stadium history that it has hosted the #1 ranked team in the country. And it does so with Bama here and their dynamic freshman quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Arkansas needs to find some defensive answers in the locker room at halftime.
Damian Harris here, closing moments of the half. Instead of running out the clock, he gets a chunk play.
Well, now that you get that play, you may go for something because Alabama still has 2 timeouts. The clock stops as they reset the chains. Once you've got that kind of a play, now you become more aggressive.
2 timeouts remain. Clock is down to 10. Hurts to the near side, and Dieter out with 6 seconds remaining.
The strengths of this offensive team around this young quarterback is on the perimeter. They're wide receivers. This team has 4 wide receivers or tight ends with at least 1,000 career receiving yards and 75 career receptions. Ridley, Ardarius Stewart, O.J. Howard, and the guy who just made that catch, Gary Dieter, who is a graduate transfer from Bowling Green. Had a nice career there.
By the way, they are in the range of the career long of Adam Griffith. 6 seconds. Still have the use of the timeouts. And here's the freshman Hurts. As they run Harris, and they may run out of time here as zeros are on the clock.
Yeah, he's got to go straight down. He's got to go straight down. I don't know why they even ran a handoff. Why, if you know you're going to run, just have your quarterback go a couple steps, drop to the ground, and call timeout. That was missed clock management by Alabama.
A little bit of life before the half for Arkansas as we send it back to the studio halftime report, the Buick halftime report. Gentlemen, take it away.
Welcome back to the Buick Halftime Report.
Alabama right now has the lead, helped by Tim Williams here. This fumble recovery for a touchdown. Crimson Tide leading the Hogs. I wonder what kind of mood Nick Saban's in. Let's find out with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach, as well as your defense played at times, Arkansas nearly doubled their passing yards on those last 2 drives. What do you want to shore up back there?
Well, we're just not playing very well fundamentally. I mean, we don't play the ball in the reception area, not covering very well man-to-man. We're not containing the quarterback. I mean, we just hadn't played very well. We started out playing pretty good early in the game, but the last 2 drives, we just not playing fundamental football like we need to.
With that chunk play, you could have maybe gone for a time or a field goal there. What happened on that last timeout situation?
Well, if we'd have got inside the 35-yard line, we're going to call timeout and kick a field goal, but he's out of his range.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
It's the Kings of the SEC against the hopeful Hogs. Here's Hurts now with a block and into the end zone. Here's Deion Stewart as the ball comes loose, and Alabama comes up with it. Downfield he's gone. Wide open is Sprinkle. Coming after Allen. Ball comes loose. Tim Williams has it, and Bama has done it again. Easily with Cam Robinson sealing a wall, and then he breaks free, and Damian Harris will score off of it. To the outside goes Bo Scarborough, and into the end zone. Just like that, they come down the field.
Welcome back. Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
Bama has won 9 straight against Arkansas. Arkansas has been competitive the last couple of years. Now they sit here at 35-17 at the half. And you look at these total yardage numbers, 640 combined total yards.
Yeah.
What says you, Todd Blackledge?
Well, I think that Arkansas made too many mistakes to stay in the game. Alabama's the #1 team in the country for a reason. I mean, they get on you. They take advantage of your mistakes. They take advantage of short field. They take advantage of turnovers. If Arkansas wants to get back in this game, they've got to eliminate those. I mean, they got to play a picture-perfect second half to try to get back in this game. But Alabama, I thought, has been outstanding in the first half.
Brett Bielema was right there in that second quarter. They had a nice-looking drive, came down the field, had what looked to be a touchdown pass by Austin Allen, but then a holding call that we looked at, both of us disagreed with, and boy, did Brett disagree. He was trying to get the attention of the umpire.
Well, he was upset because the guy who made the call is really more responsible for keying on the guards and center and not the tackle. And yeah, that was an unfortunate break. They did get this touchdown before the half, but that was unfortunate.
As Arkansas will take control of the ball here. Here's Holly moments ago with Big Brett.
Well, Coach, you got pretty heated there in the first half. What was the point you were trying to make to the official there?
Well, I was trying to tell him how good a job he's doing. They're actually, as an umpire, he's supposed to watch guard to guard, and he's doing an exceptional job. He called it on a tackle, so I want to tell how good he was doing.
Okay, your offense found something on those last 2 drives. What was it, and how can you stick with it?
We know we could move the ball. We just can't, what's hurting us is we're sitting ourselves. We had 2 turnovers, 1 on a kickoff return, have a nice play, got stripped out, great by Alabama, and then obviously the play that got stripped out of Austin, which really gave him 14 points. And then obviously we got to be able to set the edge on defense and just tackle. We got to get the ball back, get a quick score, and get right back in it.
Okay, you know you can't get another penalty though, right? Or else we'll be escorting you. Okay.
Try to help him out.
Okay.
He is great comedy. Nothing funny about Dominic Reed against that Bama front. Jonathan Allen was all over it. He mentioned the costly turnovers. Tim Williams had the scoop and score for Alabama. Their 6th defensive touchdown already this season. There is Big Tim.
One of the problems for Arkansas tonight consistently has been their lack of production on first down. They've been behind the chains a lot. Whether it's throwing or running, first down has not been a productive down for them offensively.
Allen, a little under route that time, and a big hit brings down Drew Morgan. Just a gain of 3 as he was sent backwards that time. So it'll be 3rd down for Arkansas.
Tim Williams on the sideline for 1st and 2nd down. Comes on the field now for 3rd down. Again, his specialty is rushing the passer. Wow. Early timeout called by Arkansas.
We'll see what Brett dials up when we return, facing a 3rd and 8. Glad you're with us. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Hampton by Hilton. #1 Bama. Can they claim that again? The national championship trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. It is here at Razorback Stadium tonight. Of course, Nick Saban with 5 national national championships. The Bear won 6. They're the only 2 coaches with at least 5. Hunting history is Saban this year.
And for the 5th time tonight, Arkansas 3rd and 8 or longer. Amazingly, they're 4 of 7 on 3rd down so far.
There's movement on the right side of the line.
Boy, that's just...
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's not the way you want to come out of the locker room. You talk about how important that first possession to start the 3rd quarter. You get the ball. They had to use a timeout. Now they got a penalty and back themselves up even more on 3rd down. Austin Allen needs to be careful with the football right here.
Third and 13. Pressure up the middle, gets rid of it, and launches it incomplete. And it was Reuben Foster who was getting in on Austin Allen.
Well, Jeremy Pruitt, I mean, he's not going to slow down. He's going to bring inside pressure. Watch Reuben Foster. He's going to come on a stunt, and he beats the center Ragnow, the best offensive lineman up there for Arkansas, and forces that bad throw by Austin Allen. Reuben Foster has played at a very, very high level for this defense so far this year.
Big leg of Toby Baker back out there. He turns this one over and drives it deep to Eddie Jackson. First man missed, then his own man hit him, and he's driven back to the 15, but now some room for Eddie Jackson as he makes his way towards the 30.
Well, a couple weeks ago, Texas A&M ran for 366 yards on this Arkansas defense. Tonight, Alabama came into the game saying, we think we can run. And early, it was a couple big runs, one by Josh Jacobs, another one by Damian Harris, 50 yards plus, that got this run game on track. Alabama coming into the game, averaging 232 yards a game rushing, already at 214. Getting ready to start their first possession of the 2nd half.
Josh Jacobs is banged up a little bit in that first half. It was Damian Harris who got the workload, over 100 yards already, plus had a big touchdown reception. And now the freshman Jalen Hurts to stand and sturdy and easily downfield Ardarius Stewart. Here goes Stewart again as he spins his way inside the 20. Ball came loose, still on the ground, and finally Ryan Pulley recovers it.
Well, this is one of the favorite play calls for Lane Kiffin, the deep over route. A lot of times it's with Ridley. This time it's Ardarius Stewart. Beautiful throw by Hurts. Stewart hasn't played for the last 2 weeks because of a knee injury and loses ball security there at the end of a great play. Credit the Arkansas defense, Dejon Harris, for not giving up on the play and stripping the football.
Remember, Alabama fumbled down at the goal line in the first half. And now here, after that long play by Stewart, fumbling the ball, and it retreats down to the 3-yard line where Pulley was able to get it for Arkansas. And this is how they started the night. Pinned deep against that Bama front. Allen from his end zone. And that was incomplete. And beyond Cantrell, as Harrison was covering the big guy.
Pretty good coverage. Crowd wanted a pass interference on Ronnie Harrison. I think he was making a play on the ball. There was contact as the ball got to Cantrell, but I think Harris was making a play on the ball. Left hand might have been on the back.
Well, that is not a spot we're used to seeing Austin Cantrell running around like that.
Again, I think trying to show him one look and give him something different, but Alabama was not fooled.
Allen again from the end zone. Tries the other side, and the pass defended by the talented Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Well, that's a dangerous throw there. I mean, you're on the right hash, you're deep in your end zone, and you're throwing all the way to the left sideline. This ball's in the air so long, it enables Fitzpatrick to make a play on it. And I think Austin Allen actually kind of lucky that wasn't intercepted. Boy, another 3rd and long for Arkansas.
And that guy's got a target on number 8. But straight up the middle, the pressure came that time. And that ball was intercepted by Fitzpatrick. He tracked it, stayed with it, snagged it. Dalvin Tomlinson came in on Allen, tried to loft it away. Fitzpatrick with the interception.
Well, I think Froholt, the left guard, made the mistake. Ragnow's going to pick up Foster. The left guard should have stepped in to pick up Tomlinson. And because of that immediate pressure, Austin Allen's just trying to throw this ball away, but he doesn't get enough on it to get it to the sideline. A mistake in the protection, I think, by the left guard. Great inside pressure by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Remember earlier we showed you that interception, that pass without an interception streak.
Yeah.
He had 146 straight, and then that pick thrown there. Damian Harris, the big cam out in front. Ball comes loose again. And this time, Calvin Ridley was in the right place to secure it.
Another good play call and a little swing pass. Damian Harris just not able to secure the football. Good hit by DeAndre Coley, right on the ball. And Ridley there for the recovery.
Harris nowhere to go. Stephen Beanham with the tackle. 2nd and goal from the 5. As Lane looks over that call sheet. He scored 2 times on that earlier, but this time DeAndre Coley is able to find Jalen Hurts. So 3rd and goal for Bama.
Boy, single coverage out here on Ridley. No safety help at all.
Looks that way and finds him. Touchdown, Alabama. Calvin Ridley.
It's too easy right there.
Said that a few times tonight.
Jalen Hurts just, I mean, he is just getting better by the moment. He is now 13 of 15, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns, and just calmly leading this Alabama offense.
That's the descriptive I'm keying in on, Todd. You and I have done a lot of SEC primetime pressure-packed night games. He's calm. I don't feel like I'm broadcasting the game of a freshman quarterback. Jalen Hurts leading the way for number 1, 42-17. Number 1 in action as you're watching the SEC on ESPN, and boy, does Alabama look like the top team in the country tonight. 42-17. Calvin Ridley moments ago, his 4th receiving touchdown.
Well, one thing I love about Lane Kiffin, he is very demonstrative on the sideline. When he calls a play, as soon as he knows he's got the coverage he wants, he knows it's a touchdown. Even before the play is thrown, the ball is thrown, he knew it. He had exactly what he wanted, the right call at the right time.
see what's going on elsewhere with my man Adnan.
Appreciate that, Tess. Well, let's take a look at the Cree LED and lighting player spotlight as we shine a light on what's happened between Miami and Florida State. This game's over on ABC. And Brad Kai here to Stacey Coley. Look at that tiptoe in the end zone for the touchdown, worthy of another glance. And what's been a tight game, Coley with some excellent footwork to give Miami a 10-0 advantage, 3:21 to go. Joe?
That quiet top 10 Miami team.
Yep. Happy for Mark Richt, one of the real good guys in this business. And good coach.
Nothing happening there for Cody Walker.
Jeremy
Reuben
Pruitt.
Foster darted in.
Jeremy Pruitt, the defensive coordinator, has been pretty consistent on bringing linebackers on first down. Whether it's run or pass, they're attacking the line of scrimmage on first down, realizing that if you can get Arkansas knocked back on first down and not let them dictate the tempo and dictate where they are with the ball and the chains, you have the advantage, because now you put them into those uncomfortable down and distances where they have to pass protect.
There's Allen on 2nd and 12, steps up, barely got rid of it, and then Drew Morgan is able to take it out to the 31-yard line, brought down by Ronnie Harrison.
Nice job stepping up in the pocket. You just got to take care of the football when you do that. He tried to do that on the scoop and score, and it got knocked out of his hands. But you got to find ways to elude that rush, give yourself a little extra time, and at least they give themselves a manageable third down now.
Reuben Foster being tended to by the medical staff at the end of that play. Well, he's been playing exceptionally well this year. Lost
Really
a little
has.
bit of weight, and he's just flying around so fast in the middle of that Bama defense.
Yeah, he and Sean Dion Hamilton, the two inside linebackers, have both played at a very high level. Last year when I did this game, Reggie Ragland was the inside backer, and he played extremely well against Arkansas.
You're going with a stacked group of big guys to the top of your screen. 3rd down and 4. Allen sprints, tosses, and it is batted away. A flag comes in that time, as it looked like Marlon Humphrey came in from behind a little bit early against Drew Morgan.
Yeah, and again, the difference between that play and the play with Harrison earlier that didn't get called, that contact was definitely early.
Defense, number 26, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Nice job by Dan Enos moving the launch point, moving the quarterback outside, and there's the contact early by Humphrey on on Hollister. Definitely a catchable pass, left hand around the shoulder, and a good call by the official.
Offense looks so different when they don't have to honor that run and utilize that play action. Seen Allen time and time again with the dropbacks, and Bama coming after him. And just another heave to get rid of it as he ends up on the ground.
Again, it's the first down. His first down has been completely owned by Alabama. You get a first down, you try to go bootleg. One of the staples of the Arkansas offense. But it doesn't fool anybody. Rashaan Evans, who's in there for Reuben Foster, plays discipline, maintains the edge, and forces the throwaway. You hope to fool those guys with bootlegs, and it has not worked tonight. It's worked all season for Arkansas, but it hasn't worked tonight against Alabama.
Second and 10. Collapsing down, and from behind it was Rashaan Evans chopping down Allen. Flag is down. We will check on that. But as it stands, a third sack for the Alabama defense.
Another linebacker blitz. They brought both Evans and Hamilton. And Evans was the guy that got to the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, hit below the waist, number 32. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So get him for going down low against Austin Allen.
I get it. I mean, I understand the call. It's an excellent effort by Evans. He's working on Skipper, and he's trying to get low to get away from him. And I mean, that's the rule. I mean, I don't think he tried to hurt or go in there intentionally low. He was losing his balance as he got to the quarterback. I understand why Nick's upset. I mean, that's a great effort play by Evans. He's going to the ground. He's reaching for the quarterback. It's not intentionally going low to injure the guy.
Williams stopped at the line of scrimmage. Arkansas is only averaging just over 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, it's just been, and again, that is such a critical down for them offensively, to set up all the things that they like to do. And Alabama has owned first down tonight.
Pressure again right up the middle, and just having to get rid of it has big Jonathan Allen. He's coming in hard on Allen.
Now, they're just overmatched when it comes to just straight pass blocking situations without the benefit of play action, without an effective run game. Arkansas up front is overmatched by Alabama.
Not unlike what we saw with Texas A&M.
Yeah.
With Hall and Garrett coming off the edge when they can just pin back their ears and they know exactly what's coming. This is the 5th time tonight that Arkansas is in 3rd and 10 or longer. Allen chased and running out of options with Ronnie Harrison just waiting on him.
I think Dan Enos is really a good play caller. Has really made a difference on Arkansas's offense since he came here, but it's got to be kind of a helpless feeling for him right now, because they can't get anything successfully going on first down. They've had a lot of 3rd down and long situations, and when they're in those pure pass situations, Alabama's X's are better than Arkansas's O's. I mean, that's all it gets down to. You can call any play you want. If the X's are better than the O's, you got a problem.
So a 4th and 10.
Timeout, Arkansas.
(42-17), halfway through the 3rd.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. We help you live life differently. And Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
Number 1 against number 16, and number 1 Alabama has the longest active win streak against ranked opponents in the country. 9 straight wins against ranked teams. 16th ranked Arkansas now facing a 4th down. Allen intercepted by Fitzpatrick again. Minkah Fitzpatrick, what a second half he's having.
Now, Alabama has just worn down Austin Allen, I think, in this ball game. 4th and long. He doesn't have a clear opening. He just kind of is backpedaling and slings that one in the area of Jared Cornelius. Not very good technique on the throw. And Alabama there for another turnover.
Todd, you go back to the loss to Ole Miss last year. I think this may be the best stretch of defense we've seen in college football in a long time.
I mean, it's been outstanding. And you look at those numbers, and you got to throw in the one outlier in there in the championship game. Clemson scored 40 points on them, but those numbers are still staggering.
So those are the defensive ranks and numbers since the loss to Ole Miss last year. Anytime Damian Harris lost his footing trying to cut.
The other interesting thing about Alabama is, you know, Nick Saban, for as rigid as his personality may appear, and all of us who have spent time with him, you know, he's very routine oriented. He's very by the book on a lot of things. But as a coach, he's been very adaptable. I mean, and you look at some of the changes he's allowed in his offense, particularly.
There's a pickoff that time as Hurts was hit as he was throwing, and Dwayne Eugene was aware enough to track the ball. So an interception for Arkansas.
Well, I think it was Tywan Johnson, number 94, who's going to come in here and get pressure. Actually, it was Brooks Ellis who gets pressure on the quarterback and forces the bad throw. And that's almost just like a up for grabs ball. And Dwayne Eugene with the interception.
So these two trade interceptions here. And that's Hurts' first interception in his last 141 pass attempts. Now on the ground on first down with Williams as he was tackled by Evans.
Really good tackle by Evans, because that play looked like it had a chance to bust for a bigger gain. If Evans doesn't make a sure tackle there, that's probably a 15 to 20 yard run. But see, that's a winning first down play for Arkansas, and there just have not been enough of those tonight.
Rashaan Evans calling his name often as Reuben Foster is still being evaluated. Came off the field that last possession. 2nd and 7, Austin Allen. Near side looking for Keon Hatcher.
After the interception, just tell him stay down. Don't get up, try to make a tackle. Extra attention there that time. Jermichael Winston, I think.
As he sits now and watches if his offense can convert this 3rd down. Little under route that time, and Drew Morgan has it and more just inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal Arkansas from there.
Well executed that time. Sprinkle kind of clears out the route for Morgan. Nice job on the in route right in front of the quarterback's face. Austin Allen doesn't have to keep it in his hands very long. And a nice 3rd down conversion for the Razorbacks.
So 21 yards on that under route by Morgan, and a 1st and goal. And they go with some reverse action here, and that goes nowhere as Ryan Anderson was able to be in there defensively. Holly.
Well, guys, Reuben Foster, after a long evaluation in the medical tent for Alabama, has been taken into the locker room. They wanted to get a better look at him. He will likely not return to this game.
And now an injury on the other side here as Drew Morgan is still down at the end of that play.
And yet another misdirection play that did not fool Alabama. I mean,
you know, with their speed and their ability to recover.
Ryan Anderson stayed at home, played his position. It was probably at the end of that hit at the end by Hamilton on the lower back area.
That was an awkward position for Morgan coming down when Sean Dion Hamilton came in and hit him in the lower back. Morgan's been a good one for this Razorbacks team. Came in with the 4th most receptions in the SEC.
Plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Sure does.
I think he came here and there weren't high expectations on him being that big time of a player, and he kind of believed he would be, and And then last year, all the other receivers got hurt, and he emerged as being a guy that was going to be, part of the rotation to the go-to guy. And he relished that role.
Good to see Morgan up and walking off. And leaves them with a 2nd and goal as they got backed up on that play to the 12-yard line.
I think you got to find a way to get Jeremy Sprinkle open on this play here. The big tight end. Only 2 catches on the night. Here he is right here.
What a hit that time by Sean Dion Hamilton on Cody Walker.
Walker's just an outlet receiver. Austin Allen not able to find anything down the field, and Walker just slips out as an outlet. Very short throw and a very short gain because of the tackle by Hamilton.
Yeah, that was T-ball for Sean Dion Hamilton. Jeremy Pruitt, Nick Saban. A talented defense. A 3rd and goal for Arkansas. Good snap by Keon Hatcher. Quick hands, great result for the Hogs.
You can't be in better position in coverage than Ronnie Harrison was, but this is just a receiver snatching the ball out of the air. This isn't making a play on the ball. This is the same touchdown they scored on before the half. Sprinkle goes out, Hatcher goes to the back of the end zone and snatches the ball out of the air.
Now the Hogs are going to fight right to the end, no matter how good Bama looks tonight. Well-earned touchdown, Allen to Hatcher. Boy, we just see our good hands play, brought to you by Allstate.
Well, beautiful catch by Hatcher, but this defense allows these 3 guys to guard the 2 receivers here for Arkansas. You think Alabama has the advantage, but watch 2 defenders go with Sprinkle. One comes underneath on Hatcher, and then Hatcher just makes a tremendous catch with his hands, reaching up and snatching the football. Alabama had the advantage in the coverage, but Arkansas got the touchdown anyway.
3rd touchdown pass tonight for Austin Allen. First time Bama's given up a 3rd quarter touchdown since the championship game against Clemson. Marks is going to take this out of the end zone. And out to the 24. Well, we've been enjoying watching Jalen Hurts tonight. And the Aflac trivia question asks, who's the only true freshman quarterback to lead their team to a national championship? Jalen Hurts is in position to attempt that this year. If Alabama can stay the course, got a tough stretch they're in the midst of. Going to be challenged this month of October at Tennessee next week, and then that showdown of the SEC West with Texas A&M. Aggies took care of business in double overtime against the Vols today. Damian Harris was met at the line of scrimmage. Holly.
We're talking about Jalen Hurts' demeanor out here. I just happened to be standing here when he walked out onto the field tonight for the very first time. From the moment he stepped onto this field, he has been so calm and collected. I feel like we're saying it too much, but I can't describe the way he manages his team on the sideline. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't fist bump. He doesn't do too much over here. It's like calm, cool water. I'm just so relaxed watching this kid over here.
He doesn't even look like he's sweating either. I mean, when you look at his face and his neck and his arms, he embodies calmness and coolness.
Second and 8. Harris. You know, you talk about look at him too. He's just not built like a young guy. I mean, he's a physical guy. He's unbelievable in the weight room. He's a former shot putter. How many times you ever hear that about
high school
a quarterback?
Yeah.
A high school quarterback slash. You hear that about nose tackles, middle linebackers. But look at his build here, Jalen Hurts. They're still roaring here at Razorback Stadium, hoping for a little something on 3rd and 5. Their defense can dial it up. Hurts incomplete as he was looking for Ridley.
Joe, there's still a lot of time left in this football game. We're still 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. A huge stop that time by the Arkansas defense to force a punt. And as you mentioned, this crowd wanting to stay in this game any way they can. And plays like this will keep them energized. Excellent play, dropping back underneath that to force the punt.
So J.K. Scott on to punt. The first 3 and out for Bama tonight. And a big 4.6 hang time from J.K. forces the fair catch. Well, we asked you, who's the only true freshman quarterback to lead their team to the national championship? Going to take you back, Todd. You got a guess?
Well, I know who it is. Yeah, I was at the game. I was on the sideline.
Yes, you were. Your alma mater.
I was watching the game. I was with the Chiefs at the time, standing there. This was a 3rd and 20 play. Jamel Holloway to Keith Jackson. And that was the backbreaker.
Speaking of.
Yeah. There's radio for Arkansas.
Jamel Holloway. And now Jalen Hurts, a dynamic true freshman quarterback for the #1 team in the country. As Whaley couldn't find anything there. Tim Williams with the tackle. Allen's a tough kid, isn't he? Stays in there time and time again.
This is an Arkansas team that loves to run the football. Only 39 yards rushing against this Alabama defense. Really limits some of the things they like to do.
Allen steps up, and that ball may have been deflected by Tim Williams. I think he got a piece of it.
Tim Williams, who usually rushes the passer, was dropping into coverage. They brought inside pressure. Watch the linebackers come right up the middle. Rashaan Evans is going to force the quarterback up in the pocket. And then Tim Williams, who had dropped into coverage to replace the linebacker, got the deflection. I bet he doesn't drop in coverage this time.
No, this is his money down. 3rd and 8. Destination quarterback for Tim Williams on downs like this. Flag comes in there as he was targeting Morgan, and Anthony Averett got in early. Coach Saban disagrees.
I think Coach Saban is saying it wasn't a catchable pass because it was close to the sideline, but I think there was definitely pass interference.
Defense, number 28, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You know, Austin Allen has to kind of get rid of this. It's an out and up route, and he has his man beat. Morgan's got his man beat, but when that ball's underthrown, the defender has no chance. I mean, he doesn't know where the ball is. He tries to turn and make a play on it, but he made contact on Drew Morgan, and a first down for Arkansas.
Yeah, that's the 5th time, Todd, that Arkansas has got a first down because of the penalty on the Alabama defense. It's bailed them out a couple times tonight. Cody Walker.
It's a good solid run.
Yeah, they need more of that.
Yeah.
It's truer to what they are and what they want to be than in the play action game as well.
But that puts them ahead of the sticks, and they just have not had this situation very often where they get a run for 5 or 6 yards on first down. Now they dictate the advantage, and they put the Alabama defense in that position of guessing whether it's run or pass now.
So that luxury of a 2nd and 4 for Arkansas. And they'll keep it on the ground again. And stacked up this time was Walker as Jonathan Allen came in.
That's really good disciplined defense by Alabama. Again, maintaining the edge. Anthony Jennings, number 33, was the guy who set the edge of the defense that time, forcing it back into Jonathan Allen. They're so technically sound. You know, it's fundamentally Alabama on defense in their front 7 and their back guys really fundamentally sound.
Last play of the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 4, and a good effort that time by Walker. But of course, this Bama team with so much success on the road. They've won 20 of their last 22, dating back to the start of the 2011 season. Can they coast in for another one as Arkansas have a little bit of a run left for some 4th quarter drama? Find out when we return to Fayetteville. Fayetteville, you're watching the SEC on ESPN. Joe, Todd, and Holly with you. SEC West getting interesting at the top, isn't it, with the season Texas A&M is having?
Yeah. Looking like a complete football team. Trevor Knight's been a great fit on offense. John Chavis' defense, physical. I'll tell you, the other team that's getting sneaky is Auburn. Their defense is legit. They still have a little ways to go offensively, but their defense is really good.
And so is this guy, Ryan Anderson. Everybody talks so much about Tim Williams. How about the other guy off the edge?
Well, this is a freshman running back that's got to understand, if your man is coming on the rush, you got to give up the fake and get your block. Whaley spends too much time thinking about making the fake. He doesn't pick up his assignment. And another negative play on first down. Arkansas was trying to go play action and get a deep throw down the field, and the freshman running back wasn't responsible for his protection.
So that's how the 4th quarter opens up, like we've seen much of the night. Allen under pressure, and it happens again here on 2nd and 19. Tries to extend the play, and then comes across to Williams, and it works out just fine. 23-yard reception.
This is just Austin Allen being creative. I mean, the rush is there. He eludes the pressure. Tim Williams is one of the guys in pursuit. He gets out of there, keeps his eyes downfield. This is one of those no, don't throw that. Okay, great play. It's not advisable to throw it back across your body, rolling to your right, throwing to the left, but it worked out, and Arkansas with a fresh set of downs.
So a Favre-esque moving of the sticks by Austin Allen, and a first down at the 35. Delay with Williams.
I like the call because Alabama has been bringing so much inside linebacker pressure on first down. In fact, all 3 of Alabama's sacks tonight have come on first down, bringing linebackers. They slipped the draw in there for another positive gain of 5 yards on first down.
Jeremy Pruitt calling in that defense, as this will be the 9th play of this drive. and is stretched here into the fourth quarter for Arkansas. Allen, can he escape again? Tucks, runs, first down, Hogs.
I mean, it's barely hanging on, barely getting there. Again, linebacker pressure. Austin Allen gets out of there. Raleigh Williams got eaten up on the rush, and Austin Allen just makes the right decision at the right time. There's his dad, Bobby Allen. Watch Brandon play, makes similar kind of toughness plays, and now Austin getting his team close to that red zone again.
Been on the staff here for 19 years as dad. Swings it to Cody Walker, but there were just too many Tide players around everybody to have anything work out. Ryan Anderson was quick to get to Walker.
Lucky that was incomplete. You know, Alabama is so hard to fool with plays. That was a little different wrinkle. They hadn't shown a play you maybe try to fool the Alabama defense. They were not fooled at all. Ryan Anderson would have been there for a loss of yardage play had the catch been made.
Second and 10. Just beyond Hatcher. He was looking for him down the middle in the end zone.
Again, there was pressure. Deron Payne, number 94, got there, maybe didn't allow Austin Allen to really step through that throw. Trying to get Hatcher to the back of the end zone again. He's made two beautiful catches back there already. That one a little bit high.
Pressure on 3rd and 10. They pick it up, slings it, and off the hands of Cornelius.
There was a lot of contact with Ronnie Harrison. As Cornelius breaks in, Harrison gives him a shove, but the ball wasn't in the air when he made contact. Otherwise, that one would have been interference as well. Cornelius not able to come up with the catch.
Fourth and 10. Low throw, but complete. Jeremy Sprinkle, 11-yard reception on 4th and 10.
Working single coverage on the safety. Ronnie Harrison makes the little inside step move, and that created the separation. And boy, for a big guy to get down that low with his hands and get under that football, that's some athleticism for the 6'6", 260-pound tight end.
He's had an outstanding career, the senior. Earlier tonight, the touchdown catch. Most by a tight end in school history.
I'd go right back to him. If I got the coverage I like, I would go right back to him here at this part of the field.
Look what was waiting on him. Deron Payne.
The bootleg just has not worked a single time tonight. And most of them have resulted in sacks. Deron Payne is going to just read this and stay at home. He beats his man to the inside. That's Froholt, the guard that got beat. But the bootleg, which has been such a huge part of Arkansas's offensive success and production this year, has been a complete non-factor.
There's Brandon Allen. He's now with Jacksonville in the NFL. Came here to see little brother face number 1. 2nd and 18. Here's Austin Allen. Picked off again by Minkah Fitzpatrick. What a game he is having, and he's going to take it out of the end zone. And he's got a blocker in front with Allen to beat. How about it, folks? Minkah Fitzpatrick, 100 yards of glory.
Because of the pressure that Austin Allen has been under tonight, he's thrown a lot of balls here off his back foot, backpedaling, not stepping into it. That time, kind of threw it into traffic as he was backing up, and he paid the ultimate price.
Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Watch the back pedal. He slings it, doesn't get enough on. He's throwing into tight coverage. Wanted to throw it to the back of the end zone and didn't quite make it there. And Minkah Fitzpatrick says, not only am I going to intercept this, but I'm going to do what our defense has been doing all season. We're going to score again off of it.
The aide says, oh no. Little brother. Head buried, 49-24. Glad you're with us watching Dr. Pepper's Championship Drive Game of the Week, and we are seeing a championship level defense as Minkah Fitzpatrick just had the 100-yard interception return touchdown. Dominic Reed on the return for Arkansas. Let's go to the studio and say hello to Adnan.
Thank you very much, Tess. I want to update you on what's happening between Washington and Oregon. It has been all Huskies. The number 5 team in the nation, Jake Browning here to Dante Pettis with a spectacular catch. You'll be seeing plenty of looks at these in the college football final. 56-21 right now for Washington. More Pac-12 coming up. Christian McCaffrey, Joe and Todd, as you guys know, he was silenced against Washington. We'll see what Stanford can step up with McCaffrey against Washington State coming up here. Joe?
Yeah, and we were so impressed by Washington. And you look at the top 25 by conference. Boy, if they got over the Oregon hump tonight here, Todd, but if they can make their way deep through that Pac-12, they are going to be in prime position. Speaking of very talented defensive fronts, Washington, I made the comment to you last week. They're built the way we see an SEC defensive front. Allen, flag is down in the backfield as he runs to the near sideline again.
Holding on the offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second half.
Second time in the second half that Drew Morgan has been down. It's Alabama defense with 5 takeaways tonight, 4 sacks. 5 takeaways is a season high. Of course, they had the scoop and score in the first half with Tim Williams, and then Minkah Fitzpatrick, his 3rd interception. He returned it the whole way.
And turnovers are a thing when a defense gets rolling. They just begin to expect it. You know, every defense does tip drills and practices what happens on a turnover, but they're in a place right now where they just expect it to happen.
As Allen slides down safely. And we remind you that Tuesday at 10 Eastern on ESPN, it's the Undefeated presenting a conversation with the president, sports, race, and achievement. A 1-hour student forum with President Obama from North Carolina A&T State University. Stan Verrett's going to join the president. Be a frank discussion about the opportunity gaps faced by boys and young men of color. That is coming your way Tuesday at 10 Eastern on ESPN. And that is the 5th sack now for Bama. Season high.
And a very frustrated looking Austin Allen. I mean, he's going to have better days. He's had a better days already this season, but this Alabama defense has kind of had the better of him. He's made some nice plays, but the turnovers that have led to big plays and have led to scores and the sacks really have done him in.
It's a line drive punt from Baker that takes an Arkansas bounce. That has been the story of the night. Getting after Austin Allen. Turnovers and big plays and big points for the Tide.
ESPN College Football is presented by Hampton by Hilton. Book at Hampton.com for a guaranteed discount. And in part by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Push button, get mortgage.
Well, Brett Bielema was a little upset earlier tonight. Saw that scene there. How many times you ever see an Arkansas team with only 55 rushing yards in a spot like this, Tom?
Yeah, it's been hard. The sacks, 5 for 43 yards takes off your rushing yardage as well, but very, very difficult to run against Alabama tonight.
And now Cooper Bateman will be in at quarterback for Alabama. As Bo Scarborough with a tough run. Cooper Bateman's an interesting story for Alabama. Last year he started in the loss against Ole Miss. And then this spring he was on top of the depth chart when the battle was going on. But it was Blake Barnett who got the start earlier this year and then was the backup. Very talented guy who, as you know, left school last week and transferred. So here's Bateman rising up from number 3 to now the backup after the transfer of Blake Barnett.
Well, and that guy right there, number 2, I mean, again, he's just going to continue to get better and better the more he plays. And the best thing about him, I think, is just his demeanor. And when you see the other guys on his team around him, I mean, they recognize him as a leader, even though he's a young guy.
Let's go to the field to Holly.
Well, Todd, I was thinking about that over on the sideline, watching Jalen Hurts sit in front of his teammates and talk to them. And I thought, these are defending national champs. These guys have been to the top of the mountain, and this teenager is coming in, and they are all listening to him and respecting him. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like it. His command and the respect and his presence over on the sideline has just been remarkable.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I mean, you can see it, and you can see the way his players and his teammates respond to him. And it's not just offensive players, it's defensive players too that recognize him.
Second and 5 run by Scarborough. Of course, Coach Saban has had success with first-year starting quarterbacks. This is a first-year starting quarterback who's also a true freshman. Our colleague Greg McElroy, 2009, of course, national championship. A.J. McCarron. Couple of titles. Blake Sims had an outstanding statistical year that nobody saw coming. He was a guy that nobody thought was even going to play quarterback at a certain point in his career. And now Jalen Hurts off to such a dynamic start. By the way, son of a coach.
Yep.
Counts for something, doesn't it?
Sure does. Yeah. Understands the game, understands team, understands leadership, sacrifice, all those things.
Scarborough can't go anywhere that time as Austin Capps came into the backfield for the tackle.
The scary thing is he'll keep getting better because they'll keep opening more of the pass game up with him. As his understanding and comfort grows, the more they'll do offensively with him.
And I thought Nick summed it up, Holly, very well to us when we were talking about Jalen Hurts in saying he doesn't give me anxiety. I like that. He has the right stuff, doesn't get frustrated. J.K. Scott's punt takes a bounce inside the 10. As Bama's going to coast in on a magnificent night all the way around, but especially the turnovers turning into points. It's going to be a long shower for that guy, Todd. Hey, a reminder, Sports are at night with Bucci and Anderson's coming up after Washington State, Stanford. Steve Levy and Rod Gilmore on the call. Washington State, Stanford. We talked to Rod this week. We said, Rod, what do you got to see for a Stanford bounce back? And one of the things he brought up, we saw this last week, the offensive line issues. Hey, protect the quarterback better.
Well, we were impressed with Washington and their strength and their front four. And I think the two tackles in particular, they need to play better than they did that night, certainly. And Stanford has had great offensive lines, and this one is not quite up to par with what they are used to there on the farm. You know, we've talked about this Alabama defense glowingly tonight. And we showed that one graphic earlier of since the Ole Miss loss last year, how they've continued to play at a high level. You got to remember, they had 4 defensive starters drafted in the second round last year and last spring. And for them to just continue to pick up and play at this level, pretty amazing.
Extending the play and getting it to Dominic Reed was Austin Allen. 20-yard reception. Since that loss to Ole Miss last season, Alabama, the best scoring defense, the best total defense in the FBS. And tonight, simply brilliant with the takeaways. 2 more touchdowns. 7 defensive touchdowns now on the season. Allen launching and finding Cornelius.
Wow, what a throw and catch.
Saw some arm talent going the opposite direction, cross field there.
I mean, this is really good coverage by Anthony Everett, number 28. This ball is thrown perfectly right over the outside shoulder to the sideline to Cornelius.
That one's incomplete. Got a glimpse of Ohio State before we went on the air today. I think they're wildly talented when you look at a lot of their personnel groups, some of the unit groups on that team. I think a lot of people across the country are probably sizing up Alabama and Ohio State, making the comparison right now.
Well, coming into the day, I had Ohio State ahead of Alabama. I'm not so sure I wouldn't flip those after watching tonight, seeing this defense for myself with my own eyes. And then, you know, again, the reason I gave Ohio State the edge going into today was I just thought J.T. Barrett gave them the upper hand.
He's got the experience.
He's played at a great level. He's got the experience. But Jalen Hurts, boy, he's been impressive tonight.
Impressive effort that time by Cody Hollister.
Well, obviously, some backups in the game for Alabama rushing the passer. Not as much heat on Austin Allen, and he's been able to really sit back there and step into the last couple throws, and he's shown you his talent and his ability to throw the football when he has time.
First and goal, delay here. And a good surge that time to about the 2-yard line by Williams. You know, you just brought that up. But, you know, if you're measuring Ohio State and Alabama, yeah, you point to J.T. Barrett. I thought the same way. But there is something about Hurts. You just don't feel like you're dealing with the fickle, random inconsistencies of a true freshman. He is reliable. Williams takes it straight up the middle for a touchdown.
Take a look right up through the inside. Nice block that time by Dan Skipper. He's lined up on the left side. Frank Ragnow, the center, with a nice block.
Two-point conversion attempt. Looking for the throwback here. And this is just a 50-50 lottery ticket that comes up short. You know, they were 5 for 5 on 2-point conversions since Dan Enos took over the play calling. The first miss they've had with the new coaching staff there on the offensive side. Last 90 seconds, Austin Allen as he goes underneath and gets that complete to Cody Hollister. But between the Texas A&M game and this night, Austin Allen has taken his licks.
Yeah, he'll probably have a similar week of preparation and treatment, trying to get his body refreshed before the Ole Miss game next week.
And he takes another. 6th sack for the Bama defense as Hall came in. A freshman from Washington, D.C., Terrell Hall. You know, it's interesting, that Texas A&M game, you know, we showed you he was battered, he was down, he threw for 371 yards, had 156 in the 4th quarter. He's got 371 right now tonight.
Yeah.
Had 371 against Texas A&M as well.
The difference tonight, the 3 interceptions and the fumble that was picked up and scored, return.
Could be the final play here. And tack on to that total for Austin Allen. Another 29 yards. Nick's going to coach right to zeros on the clock and scrutinize everything. That guy is something. Calm and cool and pretty talented is Jalen Hurts. Leading the way for Nick Saban, their 18th consecutive win. Holly?
Well, Coach Saban, despite the big win, you were frustrated as you walked off. How do you describe your defensive performance tonight, though? 2 scores for your defense.
Well, the defense scored 2 times, but they gave up some pretty easy scores, and I wasn't really pleased with the way we played pass defense, but you got to give Arkansas's quarterback and their receivers a lot of credit. Made a lot of good throws and a lot of good catches.
Jalen Hurts has impressed me tonight. The first time I saw him live, how do you describe how this kid continues to grow?
Well, we played really well in the first half on offense. I only think we had about 15 plays in the second half. We're on the field on defense the whole time. Couldn't get off the field, but Jalen has played great. He plays better every week, and he played a really good game today, and I thought our offense did an excellent job today.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Alabama pushes their win streak to 17. They get past the first of the 4 straight tough games that could define their year. 49-30.